Okay, so the Tyranids got their three sub detachments. I refuse to call them full detachments because they're not detachments, they're sub detachments. Like I was saying, the Tyranids got their three new sub detachments this past week for 11th edition, and all of them appear to be one, uh, what is it, deployment point or army point. So we'll be able to combine at least one of these three with one of the detachments that we already have from our codex or our Grotmans detachments, or we can use all three of them to make one detachment, mixing and matching these models. But it also made me think about like, all right, sorry, is GW gonna split those two sets of detachments, like making the Grotmans detachments 3DP and the Codex detachments 2, or vice versa? Some crazy BS like that. Hopefully they don't do that and they keep it the same as what it is right now. Those are two, these are one. If that's the case, going forward, I want to talk about how these can kind of possibly synergize with what's out there and what I'm running in the few games that I do run. I don't play often. So the first one is the Vanguard offshoot, the Vanguard onslaught offshoot. Shit, that was hard to say. The Vanguard onslaught offshoot called Ambush Predators, which basically gives the Lictor models Death Leaper, Lictor, Neurolictor, Deep Strike, and then Lictor and Neurolictor units can re-roll hits of one against characters. That means nothing in Subterranean, which I'm running. That means nothing in I mean, well, I guess it would mean something in Invasion. Rerolling one, sustained, lethal. I can see that. And keep going. Along with the data sheet, the detachment rule, the enhancement revealed was Encircling Horrors, which gives lictors, neurolictors, and Vine Ryan sleepers access to a reactive move, D3 plus 3. That's good, because 4 inches can mean a lot. It can mean life or death for your neurolictor out there on the line facing down a scouting warsuit. It can mean life or death. The stratagem to go with this new detachment called counter predation, which is actually kind of decent in the fight phase. Lictor breed models that attack targets that's hidden get +1 strength and AP, and it's only 1 CP. That's good for clearing out lone op units, but if you run him into a flamer or a stern guard or uh, intercessor unit, he gonna get mowed down before he even get a chance to do that. So I don't know too much about that ambush predators detachment. The second one, Talons of the Northern Queen, because it got a little bit more potential because it obviously buffed the two Norn models. The detachment rule allowed them to switch once per battle, their singular purpose from attack to hold, and vice versa for every Norn on the board. I have two Norns, one assimilator, one emissary. I usually like to run them together, but I've been running the emissary more lately. But being able to run them together and synergize and get bonuses off this detachment would make them a little bit more imposing on the board. And being able to switch from hold to attack once per game would make a lot because I could put somebody else there to hold that spot while they go out to attack as opposed to vice versa. Sending my Ryans to attack while my Norn is sitting on the base. You feel me? The enhancement preview is for the Northern Emissary only. It boosts the profile of one of its ranged attacks. That's trash. I'm not going to cover it. The stratagem gives the assimilator a feel no pain of 4 against mortal wounds. That's the most important part. Feel no pain of 4 against mortal wounds. Even though my opponent that I usually play don't use tank shock, don't use grenades, so I don't know where I would be getting mortal wounds from. Because dev wounds aren't mortal wounds. Mortal wounds are all mortal wounds are dev wounds, but not all dev wounds are mortal wounds. That part. And then I heard from watching Tactical Tortoise that Tyranid is gonna get a new codex late into the edition cycle. So he hopefully will be able to experience some of that power creep that some of the other armies was getting a hold to. But I almost doubt it based off of the red tater status sheet. I'm gonna go over that after this. And the final sub detachment is probably the most relevant one that I've seen because it boosts warrior bioform onslaught by taking it taking the most important part away from it and putting it somewhere where you can actually use it and benefit from it. Because warrior bioform onslaught, they don't benefit in it enough because the army that you have to construct around it would be trash for the most part. Um, Maybe now with the new warrior with Lash with the prime with Lash with maybe that's changed. But I'm not sure if it's changed much, especially now with Hormagaud's taking up the board nowadays. The rule here is Leader Beast, which gives warrior models the battle line keyword and 5-up info. So they get battle line, 5-up info. What else? Twin linked. We go with the melee version. Or just shooty shooty. Battle line, I got 6 packs of them. The 5-up info for all warriors. It's good though. The enhancement in this sub is called Elevated Might, and it gives both Tyranid Prime models reroll wound rolls and +1 AP. That's big for both of the Prime models. Whether you use the Winged one for deep strike, assassination, shenanigans, or you march the Prime with Lash rip up the board with a gun line of warriors or a melee line of warriors. You can deep strike the Winged Prime in with the melee warriors and just have him, or the gun warriors, and just have him shoot shit up. While the melee, this guy Prime with Lash will walk up and get to him. There's a lot of stuff you could do with that, I feel. And finally, alien physiology, the stratagem. It forces attacks against a warrior unit down to -1 to wound if the strength is higher than the toughness for 1 CP. That's so. Could have just been -1 to wound. Could have just been -1 to wound. But that was it, man. I think out of all of them, this warrior bioform onslaught might be the one that I lean more towards. Yeah, the warrior bioform onslaught. If I'm not playing with my North, if I am playing with my North, we'll go with that one. Shit, I can get them to where they want to go. Now I don't need a boost to its fucking weapon attack for the shot, neither. The stratagem against mortal wounds is okay. That detachment rule is the only reason I really want it. For the talents of the Norn Queen, the reactive move is the only reason I won't ambush predators. But then with the warrior bioform onslaught, the detachment rule is solid. Battle line, 5-up info. The enhancement is solid. Both primes get rerolled on wound rolls. I ain't too keen on the stratagem. But if you ask me, 2-1 for what I want it for in my army, I could put this with some warriors. I could still be able to bring the Hormagaunt and the Tyranid Prime with Lash Rip and get that benefit. I could still bring the Norns and get their benefit. I could still bring, like, it's not stopping nothing that I would want to bring. Nah. I want to talk about the red Tyranid primal lash whips, and the hyper adaptive rabbit. The last three models that they done brought out for us as Tyranid's players. The hyper adaptive ravenous was a big one because they data sheet gave us some power. The Tyranid primal lash whip was big because after seeing what it could do, like thinking about what it could do on paper and then seeing how it played out in the few games that it's been played already, the Tyranid primal lash whip is a solid melee threat. He just needs to be able to get to where he's going. And giving his unit a surge move, respectively, helps that. And they brought it down to 65 points, and they made the lash whip extra attacks. They listened to us. This red terror model is going to be like a distraction Carnifex or a distraction Nor. It's basically not as much as a Trigon, but a little bit more than Ravenous. It'll be a blender. I guarantee it. It will be a blender. Whatever unit you put it into. If it's got synapse, it quite possibly can tear through that unit. It's got Trigon data sheet though. It's got one set of attacks and one ranged attack. But this not ranged, this is melee. You got the Marlock's distended jaw ability attack. They need to make that extra attacks or something. Like, okay, yeah, it is extra attack. Sorry. They need to give his tail and make that extra attacks. Because his tail is a weapon on the kill team data sheets I saw. So give us his tail as a weapon option and make that extra attacks. Or I don't know, man. I'm pulling at straws in the dark right here because they're not giving us much. They're not gonna give him an invuln. Give him rerolls to Woo. Give him twin linked. Put twin linked on this shit. 12 attacks, twin linked. That'd be enough. You wouldn't even have. I wouldn't even care if y'all didn't give us extra attacks after that. Make them 12 attacks twin linked. You make them 12 attacks twin linked, and we good. We even. And you can keep his points at 130, and I wouldn't give a fuck. But that's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. If anybody watching this video got a comment, leave it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you hope. I don't know. Check me out in the next video. Thanks for watching.